Wow, it's been a minute since I've said that. I honestly think that this is really something that people should do more of. Hey dearies, welcome back to my channel, Convos with Tim. Wow, it's been a minute since I've said that. Anyways guys, welcome back. I should be welcoming back myself because your girl's been MIA, but there's just been so much that has been going on and so much that has happened over the past few months. But I am back and I am excited. I am going to try my best to post videos for the rest of the year. Well, every week for the rest of the year. I have so much of things, y'all, that I want to talk about, so much of videos that I want to do, but one step at a time, and we're going to get there. But anyways guys, into this video, as you would have seen from the title, I am going to be sharing 3 tips that can help you have difficult conversations or to help you deal with conflict when you face conflict. Without any further rambling, because I know you all are here for the video and here for these tips, let us get right into it. Tip number 1. Take time to process your feelings / emotions and the situation. So y'all, for me, these tips are things that I do when it is I have to have a difficult conversation or I'm faced with like a conflict in terms of like having a conversation. So one of the things that I would do, I would always take time to process how I feel, process my emotions, process the whole situation and everything that's going on. Reason being, because if you sometimes when you respond immediately, you respond out of anger or out of how you may be feeling at that moment, and that may not necessarily be what is genuine and what you should say at that moment. So I always like to just take a step back from the situation, just analyze everything that is going on, and deal with myself, deal with my feelings, deal with my emotion, and make like a logical decision or come up with a logical explanation for whatever it is I need to say. And I honestly think that this is really something that people should do more often, because a lot of time we respond with emotion and based on how it is we feel, and not really taking the time to process our feelings and to really make decisions on a clear and sober mind. So if you are faced with a difficult conversation that you need to have, or some sort of conflict or situation that is challenging for you, take time to process your feelings, your emotions, the situation, whatever it is. Just take that time to step back from it. If it is you have to tell the person or persons who may be involved in it, okay, give me a day or 2 or however long you need to process, just tell them, okay, I need this amount of time to think about this before I could respond, instead of saying something that you would regret later on in the future. So tip number 2 is to write out your feelings and to make a list of how you may have felt during a situation, to be able to better express your feelings when you do have that conversation, when you do have that difficult conversation. So again, this is something that I like to do. I'm this person, like sometimes I would have a great range of feelings and things, how I may feel and things that I'm thinking about, a particular situation. But then when it actually comes to having that conversation, sometimes I do not express all the things that I would have felt or all the things that I want to say. Sometimes it may be intentional, and other times it's because I just genuinely forgot, all of the things I was feeling at that moment. So definitely, if you write out your feelings, it helps you, one, to just process, to make that process easier, and it helps you to process how you are feeling. And in addition to that, when you make that list of how you would have felt and all the things that you want to say when you do have that difficult conversation, you would remember everything and you are able to express yourself better if you do have challenges expressing yourself when it comes to having difficult conversations or being faced with a conflict. So making a list, you have a list so you can talk freely when you have that conversation, but you can always refer back to your list to make sure you're not forgetting any critical points and information that you want to mention during that conversation. So definitely take time to write out how you feel. This can be even done in a journal form. So if you enjoy doing journals, you can always write out your feelings in your journal. And aside from that, so you can just make a list of how you would have felt and make a list of all the things that you want to say when it's time to have that difficult conversation. So tip number 3 when it comes to having a difficult conversation: if you find it challenging to have a difficult conversation, what I would recommend is taking time to do something that will make you happy and that would put you, or something that will put you in a better mind frame. So in other words, do something that you love. If you enjoy going on hikes, then while in that process, you may have a lot of emotions going on. Go on a hike, clear your mind. If you enjoy going for a long car drive, get in the car, go for that drive. Whatever it is that makes you happy, whatever it is that you truly enjoy doing, anything that just sparks that joy in your life, just do it. And this would just help you, as I mentioned, to just clear your mind. It will help you to forget about what you may be faced with, that conflict or that challenge, whatever it is. It will help you to just forget about it and to just put yourself first for a brief moment, and to just do something that will truly make you happy and something that you just truly enjoy doing. And when it says you do this, it helps you then to go back, and it puts you in a better mind frame, as I said, and it helps you then to move forward with the process and to help you to be in a better mindset to actually have that difficult conversation. So it wouldn't be you're just all angry and stuff, but because of that joy and that peace from that thing that you would have done that brings joy and enjoyment to you, it will just help you to feel more happier and to just lift your spirits and to just be in a better mind frame to actually have that conversation. So y'all, these are my 3 tips that I recommend, things that I myself practice when I have to have a difficult conversation with someone, or if I'm just faced with a conflict or a situation that is challenging and I need to have some sort of talk or conversation in relation to those things. I definitely practice these 3 tips, and it honestly really helps me a lot to have these conversations that are very hard for me to have. I hope that this video was helpful to you, and I hope that you can apply these tips to your life when you are faced with difficult conversations. And now for today's sis quote of the day, y'all. I've missed this so much. It's been a minute since you all have gotten a sis quote of the day. Anyways, today's sis quote of the day says, "Sis, it's the little things you ignore at the beginning that turns out to be the big things. Start paying attention." Y'all, I feel that this is, really something that could be related to today's topic, Because sometimes, especially when it comes to like being in a relationship or even in friendships, there may be things that people do that we may not necessarily like, things that don't sit right with us, but because we love this person, or we may not want to hurt their feelings, or we may just try to, avoid conflict and just keep the peace, we then choose to ignore those things and not say those things. But those are the things that turns out to be the big things at the end. Those are the things that actually cause your friendships, your relationships, and different situations you may be in. It causes it to just blow up at the end. But if it is we address these things, then we can prevent, ourselves and others from encountering hurt and being in situations that, just ends up being a mess. So when we need to start paying attention to how it is we feel when people do certain things to us, as well as even little nudges that the Holy Spirit may give to us that isn't right or isn't pleasing to God, and we need to actually speak up about these things and not ignore it. So y'all, thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm so happy to do this video for y'all, and definitely look forward to new videos every week, every Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time. And until then, I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.